creating thinkers.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kendall Askins from Stimulating Minds. Askins stimulates on all of our social media platforms, and I am joining you another Wednesday with another gem to drop. And today we are going to be talking about how to get the best from your child. So I know that we often, just do the best that we can, right? We go with the tactics that we experienced growing up, and sometimes if you're like me, there might have been some tactics that your parents used where you're like, I'm not doing this to my child when I grow up, and then your perspective changes, or you find yourself sounding exactly like your parents, or there might be some things that you intentionally don't do. And we're in an era where there is a wave of gentle parenting, and then there's a wave of us that just do what we have grown up with, and then there's this combination. And so what I'm here to talk to you today about is how to get the best from your child. So the first thing is setting high expectations, right? There should be nothing but the best expected at all times. Now, that doesn't mean that the best looks the same, that your child's best looks the same all the time, but you should be instilling in your child that nothing but their best is acceptable. So if you see them showing up halfway, that is not acceptable. And in order for you to expect nothing but the best from your child, you have to expect nothing but the best from yourself, right? So that means giving 100% effort all the time. And what does that look like, right? Putting first things first, planning ahead, making sure you're thinking about the things that are important, prioritizing. These are all things that help you put your best foot forward and set high expectations. And for your child, that's what you expect of them. There is nothing but their best acceptable. Second thing is you have to support them through what that looks like, right? So for my son, one of his chores is the dishes, and this boy, he does not do them all the time. And it's intentional, right? There's times where he's doing homework or other things, but there's times where he has time to do it and he will purposely put it off. Oh, I'll do it later. And when I see that, I say, no, come on, let's talk about this. Why don't you want to do it right now? Hassan, you don't put off today for tomorrow what you can get done today. So push through that, right? And so I'm supporting him through that, but I'm still making him do it. Often as parents, we want to rescue, right? Or when they don't get a task done, we want to do it for them. So no, you want to make sure that you support through the high expectation, but that you still require them to do whatever the task is or whatever you're wanting them to do, right? So if it's something simple like their homework, when you're looking at the homework, if it's not done correctly, you want to require them to do it correctly, but you don't want to just tell them, just fix it and walk away. You want to make sure that you're there. As parents, we want to rescue and we want to do for our children. And that is the fastest way to cripple them, right? And to set low expectations is to just say, I'll do it. Because what you do when you do that is you're sending a message, a subconscious message to them that they can't do it. And so then anytime something is difficult for them or something they don't want to do, they're going to look to you to rescue them, right? And so you want to be very mindful of that and very intentional not to do that. The next thing you want to do to get the best from your child is you want to allow them to express themselves, right? And what I mean by that is I have, 4, and there's times I have them do stuff and they don't agree with it, right? Or they don't understand why they have to do it. Or they think that I'm doing something that might be hypocritical to what they've said. And I will allow them to express that. Now, there's boundaries to that, right? They obviously have to be respectful. They have to watch their tone. They have to think about how they're expressing it to me. But I will allow them to say, Mom, I don't think this is fair. Or Mom, I think that you're saying one thing and doing something else. Or Mom, X, Y, and Z. And it's not that they're always correct. And it's not that they always have the whole story. But allowing them to express themselves allows me an opportunity to see how they're thinking, so that I can either plant certain seeds and say, well, you're thinking like this, but actually you're missing this whole part over here. Or you have this limited perspective. Let me open up your perspective over here. Or no, that's not accurate, and we're not going to discuss that because it's not up for discussion. Or you're right, I didn't think about it that way, right? And so oftentimes children will ask, or they will call out adults on things that they do that are hypocritical. And our first instinct is to usually shut them down because we're embarrassed or we feel some type of way, like, how dare they call us out? But when you do that, you are teaching them to just follow orders, and you are teaching them not to question things that are not accurate, even if someone is in the position of authority. And that is, again, a way that we are crippling our young children. So I want you to think about that and think about how they're responding when they're upset. We want to make sure that we're encouraging our children to use their words, to verbalize themselves and their frustration using their words. Because what happens, children who throw temper tantrums, crying, getting frustrated, hitting, punching things, those are the children that are going to end up fighting, punching people, right? Solving problems in the way that is not socially acceptable. So when you want to get the best from your child and you're noticing that they are upset, frustrated, crying, even if you're upset in that moment too, you want to think to yourself, okay, and let me remind them, use your words. And you want to be using your words. I often will share with my children, I'm starting to feel frustrated right now. This is making me feel upset. I don't like that you're not listening to me. It makes me feel disrespected when I say something a lot of times and you ignore it, right? These are the words that I use with my children because I want them to understand that I'm trying to, just like they would, control my emotions and my behavior, but I'm expressing to them, this is how I'm feeling. So getting the best from your children, set high expectations, support them through those high expectations, allow them a space to express themselves, and encourage them to use their words. Follow us for more tips. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let's hear some things you may have tried to get the best from your child. Also, we are having a free parent webinar coming up next week, November 2nd, and that is going to be tips for advocating for your child. So make sure that you register for that. You'll see more information on our channels. Have an amazing day. Bye.